I think I figured out why Americans feel lonelier and more disconnected than ever. It's not politics, it's not social media, but it's because we lost something that used to hold this country together. And private equity might have been the ones who killed what's left. But the thing is, people are fighting back. Not long ago, Americans actually had shared experiences. Hit movies, chart-topping songs, water cooler moments that every gender, class, and race could find some sort of common ground in. In 1983, 100 million people, that's like a third of our population by the way, watched the season finale of this TV show called MASH. But when was the last time that we found any sort of commonality like this in anything? Game of Thrones in 2019 might have been like the last show that we all watched together, and that finale only drew 20 million viewers in comparison. And look, I know what you're thinking. I get it that it sounds wild that I'm saying that not having one thing that everyone watches affects society at large and that it's really not that deep, but just please stick with me here. We're living in a time where America is more divided than ever, and in fact, you watching probably hate at least 30% of the population. Believe it or not, movies and TV shows used to be a bridge, a common reference point where we can actually agree on something no matter your politics, paycheck, or zip code. But now with enshittification and everything just being this woke remake of the same story and formula just because it's a safer bet on return on investment, how are we ever going to have the next Breaking Bad or Sopranos? In fact, when's the last time that there's been a culturally significant Disney movie like we all grew up on? Snow White, Lion King, Toy Story, Finding Nemo, that your grandma or little cousin could both enjoy at the same time. And even in sports, Americans can't even be on the same team. USA basketball winning Olympic gold is treated like a given, and we're even hosting the FIFA World Cup next year here in the States, but unless you love soccer like I do, I don't think most Americans care or are gonna root for the national team. And so maybe I'm being a little bit dramatic, but we're really at this point now where we're facing the death of the monoculture. And not to sound corny, but any hope for unity that came with it. Look, private equity didn't start this, but they did change the incentive from making better entertainment that advances culture to creating brain rot slop for short-term profit. And if culture has been America's biggest export, what happens when our product isn't good enough to bind us here in our own country or to carry our soft power around the world? I looked into it all, so click here to watch the full video.